So, in continuing with our tech theater for week 11, at least the first part of it, we're going to be learning about props starting on Monday. And then we're going to be applying that knowledge to creating our own prop. And this prop is going to be a product that doesn't exist. And you're going to be making it out of recyclable materials, okay, so anything that you have kind of around your house, and piecing that together to become a product that you are going to sell in your own commercial. So for those of you that were in 6th grade drama, you're like, well, we did commercials then. You're right, but in this context, we are concentrating on that product, okay? Bless you. And a lot of times when we did, bless you again, when we were doing those commercials, it was like, oh, I need something. This is my prop, right? This has more intention, okay? So you want to think, all right, what is my product? What should it look like? What should it say? And so you're going to create a likeness of that, okay? So that's what you're going to be working on in class, okay, on Tuesday, and then hopefully filming on Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Wednesday, Thursday. And then we have kind of a part 2. So if you are somebody that gets overwhelmed by knowing things too far ahead, you're going to want to stop this video and watch the rest of it later, okay? So part 2 of this, okay, we're going to be getting into lighting, right? And this will take us up to Thanksgiving break on November 24th, okay? So we're going to learn about lighting, okay, on Friday, okay? And we are going to talk about that project briefly, because basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be writing a monologue about what it's like to be in quarantine or, in this pandemic right now. Okay, so this should be kind of cathartic for you, a reflection on what's been going on. And, so there are some prompts that we'll go over. So, all right, so on Monday, we are going to start with a short Google Slides presentation about what is props. Because we went over this last week with our Pear Deck activity and with the other digital breakout room that we did. So this is just kind of, a reminder. So we have an activity that we're going to do with that, okay, and that's exploring props. So there are 3 different exercises that we're going to do. The first 2 you're going to do along with me with your camera on, unless you don't want to, and then you can film the whole thing on Flipgrid yourself, so that you're free to do that. But I would love for you to do these activities with me. So for the first activity, exercise number 1, you're going to be using a pencil. Okay, and you're going to show us several different ways that you can use that pencil, okay, and how that could be something else. So if you remember, if you were in my class when we did the improv unit, it's a game called Props, okay, where you're given an item and you have to use it in a different way. There's also a really good children's book called This Isn't a Stick, It's a, there's also another one like This Isn't a Box, It's a, by the same author. So for instance, within my reach is a marker and not a pencil. But so for instance, I would say this isn't a marker, it's a sword. Or this isn't a marker, it's a Q-tip. Ooh, or whatever. Okay, so for exercise number 2, you're going to find an ordinary object, okay, around your house, such as a broom or a plastic bottle, and you're going to give yourself 60 seconds to think of as many ways to use that as you possibly can. So let's see, what is in my grasp right now? It's in my recycling. Right. Oh, that's so silly. Okay, so for instance, we had lasagna for dinner. So I might use this and say, so So put 60 seconds on the clock, and remember that you have to act it out, okay? So it can't just say, it's a this, it's a this, it's a this, okay? So I need to use it like that, okay? So for instance, like, and you'd like to check this book out? You have to be older to understand that since, it's not, but anyway, it might be I'm going to make this pie. So it's a rolling pin, right? Or, arr, matey, I see some scallywags out the port bow. It's a lovely accent, I know. Okay, so you get the idea, yeah? So the point is to try and see how many different ways you can use this. And this is a game that's often played on Whose Line Is It Anyway as well, if you've ever seen that show. Okay, so for the third activity, you're going to find 5 props, okay, in your house. Okay, so again, remember, props are not furniture for the most part. Props should be kind of smaller items, okay? So for instance, I have a comb, okay? I have some headphones, okay? I have, well, anyway, so I'd have 5 items, okay? So for instance, you're going to think of a character who might use those things, that prop, okay? So each one is a different character, okay? And think of a piece of dialogue that person might say, okay? So like, I might say, it's grease lightning, grease lightning. Because it's a comb, yeah. Or I might say, gosh, this is really tingly. Okay, I'll use that. Huh? What? What? What'd you say? Okay. All right. So starting on Tuesday, you're going to be creating your own commercial, okay? But with the lens of making a prop, okay? So your goal is to invent a product and make it out of recyclable materials that you have around your house, okay? So again, don't buy anything. It is just something that you're making, okay? So your requirements. Number 1, think of a made-up product, okay? Something you wish existed, like, the homework doer is always a popular one, or a stereotypical one is like the boyfriend maker or whatever. Okay. Number 2, make your prop, okay, aka your product. Okay, make sure it's something you're proud of. Number 3, create a character. So you must be someone other than yourself in this commercial, and you should wear a costume that suggests that character. Okay, and then you're going to film that commercial, okay, saying your product at least 3 times, okay? You're going to create a catchphrase that goes with it, okay, and say that at least 3 times. I've included some lists of some really famous jingles here on the side, okay? So some of these might be ones that you recognize, other ones you maybe don't, but like, I'm stuck on Band-Aid band because Band-Aid's stuck on me, or the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Right? What would you do for a Klondike bar? So anyway, there's all these kind of famous jingles that they get in your head, and then, it makes you think of those products, right? Same thing with these slogans, okay, or catchphrases. So you have like, I'm loving it from McDonald's, right? The LG's Life is Good, Nike, Just Do It, Subway's Eat Fresh, so those kind of things. So then we are, okay, so for your commercial, you need to plan it out, all right? So this can't just be improvised. This probably looks familiar because it is adapted from the commercial planning paper that you did in 6th grade, okay? So the product description, what it's about, and again, 2 complete sentences. Why does the public need this product? Tell us about your product. So how much does it cost? Where can you buy it? Is there a special offer? If you call right now in the next 5 seconds, you can get it for free, or whatever. Who is your audience? Okay, so do you want to Do you want to reach really young people? Do you want to reach old people? Do you want to reach people who have arthritis? Do you want to reach people who are sick or whatever? I've also given you a series of different types of advertising for you to kind of think of these different tactics that they use. Okay, so for instance, like sometimes they use celebrities to promote products. Sometimes they try and get you on the bandwagon. Okay, so again, like, well, everyone uses this. Okay, so just kind of look through those and see what I'm talking about. So then you need to add your catchphrase. All right, so that is for your commercial planning. All right, so the final thing that you need to do before going to film is create an outline of your commercial. And so this is basically your script, all right? And again, this should look very familiar as well, okay? So I give you an example outline from my human remote, okay, which I really would love to have sometimes to like mute my children. I'm trying to watch the news. So again, you don't need to use all of these bullet points, but you should use, many of them. It shouldn't just be like, this is going to happen in the beginning, this is going to happen in the end, and then I'm done. You need to be a little more specific, okay? So this should include basically what you're going to say and basically what you are planning to do, okay? Are you planning to be one person talking the whole time, or are you planning to be two different people and you pop away and you then pop up, So that's... so you're going to fill that out, and then you're going to film your commercial on Flipgrid. And I can't wait to see them. They're going to be great. And remember to think of a product that is something that you really wish that you had, and it does not matter if it is impossible to create. So why not be creative and imaginative?